What could be so special about an album that you probably never heard of, from a band that you probably never heard of, that it would cost $600? Well, it happens to be one of my personal favorite albums of all time, and I actually discovered them in the way that you might have as well, from a commercial that was playing over and over and over again at the time. Now, for me at this time, I wasn't finding a lot of contemporary music that I happened to like. I'm sure there was really good stuff out there, but I wasn't finding it. And I thought this song, Golden Age, was so cool, and it was really fresh, and it seemed to mix so many different genres together that I started searching for them, and I had to learn more. When I discovered their name, the Asteroids Galaxy Tour, I just thought like that was like the perfect name for a band like what I was hearing in the commercial. So as I was downloading their songs and listening to them one by one, I just thought, wow, this entire album is awesome. I'm just like, I can't believe that this band isn't, better known. So I've been collecting more vinyl records in the last year, and I had to have this album. It was like a personal favorite of mine. And I looked online everywhere, and I could not find it except for one copy on eBay for $600. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I could reach out to the guy. Maybe I could negotiate him down. I've never tried that before, but let me reach out. And I was like, can I get it for like $300? And the dude was like, maybe I'll give it to you for $400. And $400 was like just above the range I really wanted to pay for this. It was really a bit much for something I knew was just gonna hang on my wall. So I left it at that. A few months goes by, and there's a sale. And he puts it on sale for $300. And I did get one of my favorite albums of all time that I'm going to talk about today, the Asteroids Galaxy Tour, Fruit. I hope this is an opportunity to introduce some of you to one of my favorite and I think greatest albums of all time, Fruit by the Asteroids Galaxy Tour. I'll go through each of the songs, starting with Lady Jesus. Lead singer Matej Lindberg slowly builds an ominous figure entering town, a false idol that will lead to a town's downfall, opening with the lines, "Somebody drown, somebody drown. When Lady Jesus comes to town. She made the call, she made the call, in a crusade fire never seen before." Writer Lars Iverson says Lady Jesus was inspired by a religious leader who, with the help of the government, bought out a famous youth house and bulldozed it, displacing the artist who had lived there for decades. And this apparently sparked days of riots, which Iverson described as looking like Baghdad. In the chorus, Iverson rails against her in a tone that sounds upbeat yet mocking. I'd interpret this multiple ways. Lady Jesus kicking out the artists and never letting them back in, or Lady Jesus being the fool herself and never being able to fit in with the crowd, or more broadly mocking any followers of Lady Jesus never actually getting inside the inner circle while digging their own grave, as in contributing to their downfall. The song ends with its final jab at Lady Jesus. Its next song, The Sun Ain't Shining No More, shifts styles a bit. It's folksy and psychedelic in a way that is straight out of the 70s. about a woman self-aware of her constant cycle of latching on to infatuation only to be constantly disappointed, Sun Ain't Shining shows emotional depth with lyrics like, it acknowledges the problem of tying one's happiness and fulfillment to someone else rather than their own internal fortitude and personal strength. It's a fairly safe song, but a perfect one for introducing newcomers to fruit. Its third track, Push the Envelope, encourages the protagonist to break free from the mold and acknowledge their full potential. Like Lady Jesus, it plays with cadence, the tense horns slowly building as Matei doesn't sugarcoat the challenge, but tells us to Push the Envelope's tone feels exactly like the song's message, an acknowledgement of the slow struggle of pulling further and further to freedom until finally breaking free. I know you know that you're divine is like a direct attack on the world that often beats people down into a box, reminding the listener that they are divine and they've always known it. Don't let the outside world tell you otherwise. While Push the Envelope is a bit repetitive, it matches the constant struggle of meeting one's own expectations to break free and be an actualized version of oneself until it reaches its crescendo. Its next song, Satellite, I feel is one of the weaker songs on Fruit, which is honestly a credit to it. And there is a solid chorus that keeps me from just skipping the song altogether. But without much more to say about it, I'll move on to the next song, which I think is underrated if you look at its play count. Similar to The Sun Ain't Shining No More, Crazy revolves around an unhealthy romance. But instead of it being of a quick infatuation, it seems to center more around a love being held on to, but coming to an inevitable end. Unlike The Sun Ain't Shining, which expresses more outward frustration, Crazy has a more reflective tone. Where Sun Ain't Shining reveals a bit hectic, frustrated angst, Crazy is more depressing, acknowledging that feeling when one doesn't necessarily want their life to end, but wanting to take a break and just pause life. It's a great slowdown and reflective tone in the middle of an album before hitting us with the Asteroids Galaxy Tour's most upbeat and greatest hit, Golden Age. Golden Age is everything awesome. It's cool, it's upbeat, it plays with a range of musical genres, rock, pop, jazz, all rolled into one. While it starts with a tiny bit of longing, wishing for a past straight from an old-time movie,
I wish I lived in the golden age, giving it up on the Broadway stage, hang with the rats and smoke cigars, have a break with Frank and count the stars.
Golden Age breaks up much of Fruit's conflict and tension with something undoubtedly fun, upbeat, and optimistic.
Take the lead, a trip back in time is all I need. Oh, sing it out loud, gon' get back, honey. Sing it out loud, get away with me. Sing it out loud on a trip back, honey. Sing it out loud and let yourself free.
I'm not sure if it's even fully present or implied, but one interesting thing about Golden Age is that it longs for a past that may never have existed. The one we see in pop culture in movies, a glossy version of it. Golden Age doesn't seem to wrestle with this, favoring unbridled joy and escapism. It grounds Fruit as a reason it's one of my favorite albums. One that may at times wrestle with struggle, but it never just descends into cynicism.
Get away with me. Sing it out loud on a trip back, honey. Sing it out loud and let yourself free.
Fruit continues its upbeat trend with its other song famously highlighted in a commercial, Around the Bend. Around the Bend is the least complicated song lyrically and musically. It's thoroughly pop and very obviously about a brief sexual encounter.
Give it up, give it my friend. Give it hot love around the bend. I'll stay forever.
Writer Lars Iverson points out, "I'll stay forever" is really a lie. A thing you say but don't really mean because we know it's ultimately just a one-night stand. But I'll complicate the song a little more by saying it's potentially ominous, putting it up against The Sun Ain't Shining No More. Could this seemingly innocent and fun encounter actually be a repetition of the pattern of infatuation that leads to pain and longing present earlier in the album? I'm not sure that's what was intended, but it's interesting to think about. Moving forward, Sunshine Cooling is, I think, one of the weaker songs, but tonally makes sense. It fits well with the album. It's literally a cooling off period that fits in after the two most energetic tracks. It's a chills song that adamantly resists stress and negativity taking over.
Good times roll, we're here to stay. We hide away on a sunny day. Bad times come, but we're not there. We're in shakes and we don't care.
While rejecting the notion that this is lazy apathy, but rather an emotional recharge.
I call it lazy, but we're not dead. Cooling down the sun for me. Cooling down to set me free.
Ultimately, Sunshine Cooling is a chill and forgettable song while still being well placed in the context of the album. Its next song, Hero, for me, solidifies Fruit as a complete and great album. Hero almost ties back to Push the Envelope, but instead of the wild child breaking free and finding full potential, the hero in this song is being told what a disappointment they are. With constant tension of being ready to give up on the hero while knowing there's great loss to the group when the hero doesn't live up to what they have to offer.
Hey, hero, who are you? Ain't got hint, ain't got no clue. Now give up your name. Let us down, don't let us down.
While Matei tells the hero they don't deserve that designation of being a hero and will find a way without you, she acknowledges the loss.
But we're not the same. No, never the same without you.
Unlike Push the Envelope, which is tense, spirited, and hopeful, Hero is a bit more resigned and tonally more similar to Crazy. It doesn't end completely hopeless, however. While the hero is told what a letdown they are, it's also followed up with how valuable they are, and it's left with an opening.
Hey, hero, what you do? What you do?
Hey, now that I've laid it out to you, what's your move, hero? Its second to last track, Bad Fever, not my favorite, but is another musically textured song that plays with similar themes of potentially toxic interactions. In this case, Matei expresses the feeling of seeking a rebound relationship.
My body's out for a rebound. I want to, I really want to. Return the things that we had to. You know what to do. Get me all you got before I'm gonna get a bad fever.
I don't have much to say about it, so I'll move on to the final track. Inner City Blues, a cover of a Marvin Gaye song, so I won't give it much lyrical analysis, but I love the urgency that Matei delivers throughout the song.
Crime is increasing. Trigger happy. Policing. Panic is spreading. God know where I'm heading. No, they make me wanna. I throw up my hands. Oh, they make me wanna. And they don't understand. Oh, listen, baby, this ain't living. No, baby, this ain't living. This ain't living. This ain't living. Oh, no.
It transforms a song that sounds soulful and poignant into something driving urgency and pain. Inner City Blues is a fitting and great homage ending for the band influenced by soul. Writer Lars Iverson is quoted by saying, "I've been listening to soul and jazz music from the 60s and 70s. Stax and Motown, Sly and the Family Stone and stuff like that. And Miles Davis, and that's all American music. Black American music. That's where my main influence comes from." And yet Fruit adds this additional joyful layer that courses through in the face of darkness. Smile when you're afraid. Lars puts it best when he says, "Even though many of our songs have this uplifting feeling to them, many of our lyrics have serious or sad undertones like loneliness and feeling like you don't belong to a certain group of people. But you're doing what you believe in, and you have to believe in it to actually do it." Yeah, so that's ultimately what I love about this album. Amidst its mixture of different sounds and tones and some of, somewhat darker lyrical themes, there's this overwhelming sense of optimism in the album. And I love albums like that. I like things with big themes, and complicated, but not cynical and dark, but ultimately with an optimistic feeling in the end. I think there's something really sophisticated in being able to pull that off. It's going to be a bit of a topic in the next album I'm going to cover from one of my favorite bands of all time. And I'm lying because it's my favorite band of all time. It's one of the albums back here. Some of you have followed me, could probably guess it, but we'll talk about that next time. And thanks for checking this out. And more importantly, forget about me. If you are interested in this at all, you don't have to spend $600 on this. You don't have to spend $300 on this. It's on Spotify. It's online. It's everywhere. Go ahead and take a listen to this really, really cool album. I am surprised by the number of people who had a similar story as me, where they heard the album on the Heineken commercial and then found it. But if you're not one of those people, this is a really great opportunity. Really cool band. Go check them out.